This was the death of the Dark Order, in my opinion. I won't say that it's not redeemable, but I think it was the nail in the coffin. All right. Us here on Uncensored are fans of Dark Order. I don't know if Alan's been on board as long as me. I've been on board since the beginning.
You have.
All right. I believe Alan has come along and started becoming a Dark Order fan. Yep. I've been from day one. Give him the chance. I thought Uno looked great while everybody shit on him. Thought he could talk. I thought he could wrestle. Of course, the last show before they went off for Christmas break, you had that creeper fucking not punching Dustin, which gave more people ammunition. I felt they had started to rehab their look and their vibe in the company. And then, Brodie goes out there. He smashes Cody. Just demolishes him. Takes the title. We from that point get we get some good stuff and some lackluster stuff in the what is it, 5, 6, 7, whatever the fuck it was.
5 weeks. It was 5 weeks.
5 or 6 weeks now, I think. Yeah.
Right between that and this dog collar match, where you've had some ups and downs. We've had the pay-per-view. They shouldn't have lost that tag match. We felt that they definitely should have been crushing guys, running in, smashing dudes. Just what they did in those segments with Cody and the Nightmare family, they should have been doing in a general sense, and really taking back Dark Order and giving the people a totally different vibe from them. However, I got shit on by some people, not a lot, because a lot of people agreed, but I went on Twitter. I was like, you know what? Let me tweet about this a little bit. I got on the AEW Twitter, and I started, they had commented about congratulations. So I started reading people's comments, and then I, of course, agreed with a lot of the comments saying they buried him. They buried Dark Order. They buried Brodie. Then, of course, I got these people that they go, you don't know what buried means. Motherfucker, buried means a lot of things. I'm not talking Vince McMahon burying you because he hates you. I'm not talking Hulk Hogan burying you because he wants to be the man and he, God forbid, anybody politically gets above him. Not that kind of bury, man. There is a way to bury a person or a group or an angle just by booking it wrong. You're burying. So don't fucking tell me I don't know what burying is. All right. There's a lot of different terms. There's a lot of ways to say what burying people is. It's not just one particular way to bury a person. All right. And basically what AEW did was they buried Dark Order. I'm not going to say they didn't bury Brodie Lee per se as a wrestler, but in burying Dark Order, you're burying Brodie Lee. All right. You use basically Brodie Lee as a transitional champion just so Cody could be off TV for 4, 5, 6 weeks, only to come back and take the title back. Okay, match aside, match was good. Match was pretty good. Couple little things. Goes back to something we talked about earlier. We'll get into that. When you do that, you take a team that was already suspect in a lot of fans' minds, and you totally fucking shit on it when people are starting to get behind them. And the funny part is, looking at these tweets, I can see the people were getting behind them, because I'd say 80% of the tweets were against what went down. And they were like, this is fucking bullshit. They got buried. They got done wrong. So they were rehabilitating Dark Order in the eyes of the fans, and they basically shit all over them. And maybe maybe the people, as in myself and, Alan and people who support them, Jim, I don't know if you're a supporter of Dark Order.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, Jim, and these people that are now supporters that weren't early on, maybe they've I don't know, I can't think of the term, like they've embattled them to now we're going to be bigger Dark Order fans and we're going to shout Dark Order louder. So hopefully that happens out of this, but just really fucking disappointed, man. I mean, we said it over the weeks. I don't know how many more ways we could say it. It was a ball drop, in my opinion. Can they get back the steam that they had with that title win? I don't know if they can. I don't know if they're planning to. I mean, what do you guys think? In terms of this whole scenario and what happened. I mean, we got flames on for a fucking reason. So,
do you remember how excited I was after that episode where Cody and his family get destroyed?
Yeah.
I was making NWO comparisons. I was saying I became a believer in AEW after this. This is what turned me into a fan.
Yes.
Anybody can use the word bury however they want.
Right.
This didn't bury Brodie Lee. This didn't bury the Dark Order. In my mind, and you want to say I'm exaggerating, you could say I'm exaggerating, this buried AEW, this buried the fucking wrestling business.
Okay.
This was the worst piece of garbage booking that I have seen ever since I became a wrestling fan back in 1984. All right?
Damn.
This was utter dog shit in the sense that you basically rewound this promotion to where it was before that night. Cody's champion again. Oh, we're going to defend this weekly again. Here comes Orange Cassidy. You're my next opponent. You could have taken everything that happened in the 6 weeks before this and flushed it down the toilet in terms of what happened here.
100%.
It's as if it didn't happen. It's as if that entire block of time and block of episodes did not happen. I don't know who was responsible for this. I don't know. You would almost think if you were cynical enough that this was punishing Brodie Lee or punishing somebody with this kind of a decision. Because from a storytelling...
That's a WWF fan
maybe.
fan
mindset. I'm just saying. Maybe you're right. But I could see a cynical person thinking that because there's no other way to try to explain how this type of piss-poor storytelling makes it through to become part of a professionally produced wrestling program. I just can't understand it.
It goes to what we spoke about last week where you didn't need to take the title off Cody for Cody to be off TV. No. You get him wrecked. Keeps the title. Brodie wrecks him. He's out for 5 weeks. Busted ribs, broken jaw. You give him a reason to be out 5 weeks. He maintains the title those 5 weeks. Okay? Like I said, Brodie did not have, I don't know if I said this on the show last week or if we were personally talking, Brodie did not have many defenses in that 4, 5, 6 week period, whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. So it wasn't the weekly Cody thing. So it was no loss of the TNT title being aired on television. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like you didn't even need to do this. You didn't need to prop the Dark Order up only to fucking rip them back down. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm sorry. I don't think they're redeemable after this. I don't think Dark Order's redeemable after this. I don't think Brodie's redeemable after this. I don't think this program, dude, they had such an opportunity. And I know we get shit on every time we make the NWO comparisons, but they had that opportunity where you could have turned this into that kind of a story with Dark Order just taking over, killing everybody, winning everything, beating the fuck out of people, having to call real ambulances, go out there and cause shit to happen where the cops have to show up thinking, what the fuck's going on? You could have had that, and they completely squandered it. And I said this to you guys privately. I'll say this here publicly. This is enough to make me not want to watch a show anymore. I'm doing it for this podcast. I'm doing this because I enjoy working with you guys and doing this bill every week. That's like one of the only reasons I'm really going to be watching it, because this, to me, this is like watching a long-running show that you watch, right? You're watching Walking Dead, or you're watching Game of Thrones, you're watching an actual program, and something happens that makes you go, fuck this shit, I'm turning this off. I have no reason to watch this anymore. That's kind of how I feel about this now, because where are we now? We're back to him defending this every week. We're back to having no dominant Dark Order, no dominant faction. Where are we? You got MJF. That's basically it. I don't know what other reason there is to watch this program after this. So
Jim, before we get your take, we'll go to Kenny. Kenny in the chat. He goes, I disagree with all this. I like the booking decision. Dark Order will be fine. They don't need the title to stay on top. Cody can bring more prestige to the title more than Brodie can. I'll disagree with that.
Respectfully, yeah.
Respectfully. Cody is over, of course, and Cody don't need a title to be over. Brodie is over and doesn't need a title, but the whole point of him having the title elevates Dark Order, elevates everybody around him, and elevates that status. And also they can use that, especially coming off of dominating Cody how he did. They can use that domination to then go out and NWO motherfuckers by dominating everybody else. And it's just a perpetual domination, and everybody has to band together and be like, what the fuck, man? Dark Order is not to be played with. So in that terms, we can agree to disagree. And listen, man, most stuff we're on board with, Kenny, but that one I can't agree with you on. Jimmy, shoot your flames, brother.
Fucking, first off, Keddy, you just fucking, you Fredo'd me, man. I thought we were friends.
No more shake and bake.
I knew it was you, Fredo. You broke my fucking heart. Look, I mean, again, I think we've all said it. The match was solid.
Yeah. Match itself was solid.
I got a couple things in the match.
It fucking, solid. Dude. I swear to God, it was in my fucking head. Remember when you were a kid and you sat there and you blew the fucking balloon up and you blew it up and you blew it up and then you sat there and you fucking let it go and it just. That's what happened. That's what fucking happened. It was horrible.
Instead of the pop, you got the fucking.
It's not even, dude. Dude, I wouldn't even call what Brodie Lee did, those like a transitional champ, dude. He was treated like a fucking placeholder, a fucking bookmark.
Right. That's what kills it, and the fact they didn't book well. They didn't book it well enough.
They haven't been booking the Dark. Like I said, to circle back, dude. That John Silver match, I'm like, holy shit. Okay, well maybe we are gonna see. A really big turn for the Dark Order, who had been on such a fucking losing streak, right. and it was horrible. And the booking, same thing like with you on Twitter. I went on Instagram. People, you don't know what the fuck you mean buried. Some people were even going as far as being like, you just you're the same as Triple H. I felt that I felt that way somewhat because you remember the first pay-per-view, Cody comes out and he's throne breaker, Dude, you're doing the same, you're doing the allegedly the same shit. You wanted to go do whatever you had to do, and now that you want your fucking title back.
Right.
And it's bullshit. The only way this can be saved in my eyes and to still have that same it would even elevate it more because you guys are talking about the NWO and the only thing I can think of is when they fucking showed up that night on WCW out in the parking lot and they just wasted the fuck out of everybody. I don't think anybody who's been a wrestling fan for many years can forget the look and sound of Nash throwing Mysterio into that fucking trailer that crunch and everything. That is the only way you can save that. They need to come back, and they just need to fucking wreck shock on doesn't matter if it's other heels, everybody. You need to come back, and you need to lay everybody the fuck out and just insert your dominance. And, because, I mean, I'm sure Brodie Lee has, he'll have the, and I don't know what they do for their, champions rematch clause shit or whatever, but he should have that. So, I mean, you can't just turn right back around and give him the strap back. Obviously, he's got it, but you have to have that kind of dominant build. I mean, they really have to run in there and fuck everybody up if there's going to be any chance to say this. Because I'm almost in the same spot as Alan, because I hadn't watched wrestling, here and there, and AEW really gave me hope. And with that match, it just fucking killed me. For what? For what?
Or, what you can also do, you can have Eric Rowan come out, right? Eric Rowan comes out next week, beats the shit out of Brodie Lee, and says, you can't run this fucking organization. I can run this fucking group, all right? Beats the shit out of him for losing this strap, and then he takes over, and he does exactly what you say. Something like that.
Can't.
No, they're two.
That's Barry and Brodie.
Eric
the real
Rowan,
Barry.
Eric Rowan would never do that, only because of the fact that these guys in real life, these two are actually really close.
Sure. I mean, I'm trying to think of some way to say this from a storytelling perspective is what it is.
No,
I'm not
for
thinking
storytelling,
about
there's no way. There's no way because you just came from a promotion where it would have been something like that. Don't matter if you're fucking friends or not. You're either going to do it, or here's your fucking walking papers. See you later. Because within this building, in the confines, I fucking Vincent, whatever, JK Elemental P McMahon, am fucking God. So you do what I say, or I fucking bury you, or you get shown your papers. AEW doesn't strike me as that ever. No. Not once. They may have shitty booking, but they listen to their wrestlers. So I can only hope there's some kind of direction for this.
I can
only hope.
I can't say save it, but I would say we've spoke about it. I think Rowan coming in and basically being that next level guy to stand on the same level as Brodie would be good. Not same level as in terms of he's in charge, but same caliber wrestler. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like you had Hogan, Hall, Nash. Then you had the trickle downs. Then you had obviously Savage when he joined and John when he joined. So you had those guys, and then you had the trickle downs down the card. They already have the down the card guys. They need the top guys. They need more than one top guy.
Yeah, so maybe Rowan is brought as reinforcements. Maybe Brodie brings him as a reinforcement, brings in another big guy. Right.
It's got to be Rowan, first of all. Second of all, if you're going to make these Hogan was fucking Uno. Hogan was the mouthpiece. They had because they needed that third guy, but it was more of a mouthpiece thing. You had fucking Hall and Nash. Who's more Hall and Nash than fucking Rowan and Brodie Lee? You had two dominant motherfuckers who didn't give a shit and fucking took it by any means you need. That is the only thing that if you bring him in and you let them fucking just run through the entire organization, let them do this. Okay, yeah. Will it be NWO-esque? Sure, but you know what? It fucking works. It works.
Put a new spin on shit that worked. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. Which I thought is what they were doing. That was the whole idea of what I thought they were doing.
I think we had wishful thinking, and I thought they dropped the. That was our wishful thinking, and I thought they dropped the ball even after he won the title in doing so, because they made them lose that tag match at the pay-per-view at All In. So
yeah, we kept commenting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They're not. Yeah. We said it multiple times. Listen, maybe it's just our hopes weren't what they were going with, and we think we're right, and we think they're wrong, and maybe that's why we're so disappointed. Maybe Maybe they're going to be right in the long run. Who the fuck knows?
I'm just disappointed because they've always I'm trying to think of, not directly build themselves as like, we're anti establishment wrestling, the establishment being, we're not going to fucking treat our guys like WWE, they've always been like that. So for them to pull this kind of move, I think that's, within the, the diehard faithfuls, that's why you get this sudden knee jerk reaction. And I mean, and the icing on the cake on top of it too is, did we really need another fucking Blubrry fucking I'm the fucking dude? It was
right,
like a half-ass Rocky promo from Cody. I don't fucking need it. I'm for you guys. I'm gonna be your dude. Nobody fucking cares. Read the comments. Everybody hates you.
Right, and we talked about this. If this was going to happen, if this outcome was going to happen, this should have happened after a long road of recovery at their Starrcade, at their WrestleMania. That's where you have something like this take place after there's a lot of heartache and a lot of broken bones and a lot of running roughshod. Then you finally bring Sting in. Again, I'm putting the parallels together there. But, to be clear, it wasn't Brodie Lee alone who was disserviced here. It was the Dark Order who was disserviced here.
Oh yeah,
it was not Brodie. Like all these people saying Brodie got buried. No, Dark Order.
Dark Order got buried. Brodie and the Dark Order got buried.
Yeah, it was that entire group and that entire story. That story got buried.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's some background for you, though. Okay, here's a little information research. So it was rumored. Oh well, I'm about to fucking change that. I'm about to flip the fucking script here because it was rumored back in let's see, when did they start making their turn? Was it October, November? When the Dark Order started turning around, it had been rumored that Tony Khan himself had taken over the direction of the Dark Order from writers, whoever the fuck, whoever was.
Probably the Young Bucks.
Well, and that's my question now. Like, did they turn? Where the fuck was Tony Khan during all of this? What happened? Because you were on, and so in these last couple of weeks, the Dark Order has just fucking nosedive.
I think he said that everything goes through him, but he's the final say. But he's not the only guy coming with ideas. He'll take every wrestler's ideas. They'll pick and pull what's good, but he is the final say on where it goes. So he's the final say. If this was Cody, he's the final say. If he felt Cody needed to drop the title for 5 weeks, he was the reason they did that. So it was a bad decision by Tony Khan if that was the case. If this was just a filler spot for Cody to be off TV. We'll never truly know, I don't think. And even if they tell us, it's going to be what they want us to hear, not what maybe truly happened. So this is all speculation, but you can't look at it but any other way but what it is, what we see. Face value. I mean, he's gone, he's back, he gets it. He's leaving, he drops it. He's back, he gets it. Like, so,
not only that, okay, let's say this though too. Not only does it fuck with the Dark Order, it kind of fucking tarnishes that title a little bit too. Because what is it? Is it Cody? I feel like it's Cody's title as of right now. I feel like it's Cody's title to do what the fuck he pleases with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I got another acting gig. I got to go do something here. I'm going to go drop the strap to fucking Joey Janella of all people. That way when I come back in fucking 25 days, I can get my strap back real quick.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point. I really think that, that title, you want to make it prestigious, right? Cody held it for a pretty long time. Not a long time, but a pretty long time. You want to make it more prestigious. You can't have the second champion be a fucking 5-week run, man.
No.
What does that say? What is that saying? What is that putting out there about that title?
And not after going all in on that guy doing the 5-week run of making him look like $1 million and making his whole group look like $1 million.
No, you might as well turn that thing into another fucking 24/7 title.
Yeah.
And if you follow any types of little tiny blurb, again, I'm not a fucking WWE guy. I only know where I catching fucking news and little blurbs. Dude, that shit is so fucking asinine. But with a 5-week run, you've probably had 24/7 champions who have held that belt fucking longer than Brodie Lee held a television title, which in any other wrestling promotion, that TV title, it fucking means something. It's supposed to mean something. And with that little tiny run, now what did you do that for? I don't know. Me personally, as a fan, I feel like that title is fucking tarnished now, unless they do something to turn it around.
I've got to run in a couple minutes, but the last thing I do want to say is that the idea of just now we're going to watch next week and we're back to where we were, and is the challenger of the week, even if it's Orange Cassidy. Unless Orange Cassidy goes full blown heel and he brings out the Dark Order and like I'm in charge now, then maybe I'll be like, But outside of that, it's just like, what's this going to be?
Yeah, let him put on a fucking mask and his hands and his,
I want to see something shocking next week to counter this. And if I don't see something shocking next week to counter this, if it's just the same old rigmarole, then
no. This is when runouts would be good, because it should be. Here's my thing. You want to fix this? It should be anytime Cody defends that fucking title, the Dark Order comes out and beats the fuck out of everybody in that ring. DQ. Cody is forced to hang on to the point where he wants to fucking get rid of it, because no matter what he does, the Dark Order is going to come out and fuck him up.
Right. Even if he finishes the match, they come out and they beat him all up.
Exactly.
That's actually a great fucking booking idea.
That is good booking.
TK, take note.
Yeah, if you're listening to this. Seriously.
And I'm going to need royalties on that if you use that, please. As the old Heath Slater would say, I got kids to feed.
We want Heath. We want Heath.
My only comment on this whole entire fucking ordeal, it goes along with the belt. You wasted and also ruined the power, because going into this match, it was, holy shit, we haven't had a dog collar match in how long? Let's think back to 1983, Piper and Hammer.
And they had Valentine there. Did you guys see they had Valentine there? That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if he really had, if he was really like, oh my God, let me sell the blading, or if he was like, what in the actual fuck are they doing right now? Like at the end. I think, but again, so now not only have you tarnished the title, you've tarnished a fucking match that hasn't been used very much, because it is but it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It just it killed me, man. It fucking killed me. And I think, again, TK, if you're listening, use my fucking that is one of the few ways that you can bail this shit show out. It's either that or they come out NWO, you call up fucking Bischoff and the rest of the boys, figure out how they really fucking sold that shit. Go listen to the podcast he does with the other guy. Listen about that.
3 weeks. There you go.
And well, dude, they got, let's be honest, fucking Conrad Thompson's got 50 some odd fucking pot. He's got JR. He's got.
Oh yeah, I've lost track of all the shows that he runs now. It's crazy.
But that's you need to do something. You have to rectify this situation. I think if everybody was on board for this, I don't think they completely thought it through on how the fans were really going to react towards this. I mean, if there had been people in the stands, you probably could have got a fucking NWO moment for Cody when Hogan turned fucking heel, and they were remember that shit, dude? They were throwing fucking batteries into the ring. That's how wherever the fuck you got batteries from, you know, they were just, people lost their shit.
Yeah.
And I think if you had a crowd that night at that, you might have got as close as they would have, you know, under today's standards, you would have been able to get to that.
Yeah. So, all right, let's cap this off real quick with a couple notes about the match itself. It was a good match. It was a really good match. It wasn't a bad match, but as AEW does. Even in a fucking dog collar match, as if that wasn't enough, you had Arn run in. You had, you know, John Silver that, like, being in a dog collar match wasn't enough. You needed Arn to come in, get the spine buster, roll out, whatever the fuck happened to him. You still had to have a run in. They go for a table spot, right? The table set up. They don't get to the table spot. They hit commercial. They got picture in picture. When do they hit the table spot? In picture during a fucking commercial.
Great production as always.
You hit a table spot in the middle of a fucking commercial, bro. What is wrong with you? Those are the two drawbacks of the match to me. Other than that, the match was fucking phenomenal. I was shocked at how much they did with the chain, to be honest with you. You know, Brodie did lose his chain off the collar at one point, which kind of sucks.
That was my comment.
Yeah.
I think Cody lost it once as well too.
I didn't notice
ran it a couple times. And what I think what fucked it up even more too I think JR mentioned it. You know, you can see the chain coming off the. It's like, you know, I only kind of noticed Brodie's, and I think that's when they mentioned it. I thought he said, I mean, Cody, Brodie, it sounds the fucking same. So, but I didn't. I noticed it. I noticed it, but I didn't notice it as much.
Right. He drew more attention to it.
Yeah. So I mean, again, yeah. I mean, Arn with the fucking dude. He changed the name of that move to the fucking Hip Buster because that's what it looked like.
I love Arn. He's one of my all-time favorites.
The original Four Horsemen, fucking love those guys. I love them all to death. But, you know, dude, even fucking Flair knew when it was time to just, you know, be a quote-unquote valet or manager or whatever. You know, you didn't see him run.
Well, no, he doesn't really know, but...
Well, his handlers know. Yeah. What can I say? But, you know, it was just... because you see
Fifi knows. Listen,
yeah,
Fifi knows.
Yes, Fifi knows.
You don't really see Tully doing that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just... It's like, all right, dude. Like, you know, hang him up. Be a fucking manager. Do whatever. You know, love the guy to death. I'm not trying to shit, you know... I make light of the subject only because it was rough to watch somebody that I enjoyed as a kid growing up out there fucking struggling like that.
In a spot he doesn't need to be in, because let's face it, it's a fucking dog collar match and you don't need more involvement in the fucking match. Plain and simple. If it was Dark Order coming in and hoarding the match for some purpose, makes a ton of fucking sense. But for Arn, I don't even remember why Arn came in. I think he kind of just like, I guess he saw John Silver was on the apron.
Was it Silver? Was it Silver or was it the other fucking the long-haired dude? Yeah, somebody was there. I don't think it was because Silver had already gone out. Because remember, Silver got busted open. Right. So it was somebody else.
Arn I felt like didn't Arn get in a ring on his own, or was somebody in the ring? I think it was just Arn standing in a ring facing with Brodie, right?
Yeah. Arn was facing Brodie, and then somebody jumped in, and that's when Arn fucking hit him with the spine buster. And
yeah. So what was the fucking purpose of Arn even being in a ring? Just to get Brodie's attention, or you know, he could have did that from the outside. He didn't need to be in the ring. They didn't need to do all that. You know what I mean? So.
That was purpose Dustin had to be to be Brandy back on Dark.
Yeah, that made a ton of sense.
Next match, bring back the fucking Shark Cage days from the old school NWA when they fucking throw
Cornette up there. Yeah,
there you
go. Cornette, fucking JJ Dillon.
JJ, Yep.
Fucking even what's his name? Fucking Kevin Sullivan. They put him in a fucking shark cage one time. I remember.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you guys got anything else on that match that you want to?
No, I got to skedaddle a little bit actually, but
Dark Order is dead.
Dark Order's dead. R.I.P. Dark Order.
Not in our eyes. We still love you, Dark Order, but the Dark Order,
you know what?
Dark Order is dead.
R.I.P. AEW unless you prove me wrong next week.
Shit. You hear that, TK?
Next week.
R.I.P. AEW unless you prove me wrong next week.
Next week.
I want to come on here next Sunday and basically be like, I was wrong, guys.
Wow, he's giving